Now, queues have formed at various registration centers as the Electoral Commission kickstarts compilation of a new voters register. This follows the easing of some COVID-19 restrictions announced by President Akufo-Addo. My colleague Maxwell Ababa has been out and about at some of the registration centers and sent this earlier.
Let's get here. Okay. We have the Veronica bucket here. So the moment you come, you wash your hands and then you dry it with a tissue before you come and then join the queue. We know the markings we have made. Okay. There will be 1 meter apart.
Oh, okay.
You'll be 1 meter apart.
Okay, so this is your mark. The next person will be here.
So
okay.
Follow up to the table where you do the registration.
Okay.
So that you not be close to yes.
Okay.
And then when you get there too, there's a sanitizer there too, and then you use it before they start putting your detail. No, before then, the thermometer gun is there. It will be pointed and then take your temperature. If your temperature is above the normal one, then we have a place where we will keep you and then we inform the health authorities to come and handle you. But if your temperature is okay, then before you move on to the process.
Okay. This is beautiful, social distancing, voters registration exercise. But how sure are you that these directives, when you deploy to the various polling stations where sometimes supervision will become difficult, these things, these protocols will be adhered to?
The staff that have been engaged, definitely there will be 1 or 2 who will be free at a point in time to ensure that these protocols are fully observed. Because you have 2 registration officers. When one is attending to the applicant on the table, the one can also go and check whether these things are being observed. Yes.
So you have your word that your staff and then the general, public who come will be safe? Sure.
We want to ensure that we all observe it because health is important. And Electoral Commission is a law-abiding institution, so we also ensure that people observe it. If we don't observe it, it will be difficult for us to serve you, and we expect the members of the public to cooperate and support EC so that together we can have a successful exercise.
Okay. Finally, what is the purpose of the pilot, exercise? What opportunity does it give?
The piloting is for us to test the equipment we are going to use, and then also the readiness of the official that we have trained. So we are going to demonstrate what is going to pan out on the registration period today and tomorrow.
Okay. So, thank you very much. We're most grateful for your time, Director, for speaking to us and explaining all these things to us. We're very grateful. Okay, so you just heard from the Regional Director, the Greater Accra Regional Director of the Electoral Commission, Kwame Amwa, explaining the various procedure that you need to go through here before you register. Remember, this is the pilot exercise. The main exercise would commence in the last week of June. But let's speak to some of the people here who are coming to register. You know, the debate about whether this registration exercise is even important in the first place. Some are saying, like, look, let's use the old register. We are in COVID-19 period. Why do you want to risk our lives? Let's find out from the people what they think about this exercise. Sir, you're welcome to join us.
Thank you.
Great. You are here to take part in the pilot exercise. What do you make of the voter registration exercise? What do you make of assertions out there that we are in coronavirus times? This one can wait.
I personally don't have a problem with it because if the institution is guaranteeing social distancing and then the necessary equipment for the process to go on, why not?
Okay. So you don't agree with assertions that we should use the old voters register?
Anyway, that's their view, so they are entitled to their views. But for me, I have no problem.
Okay. It's a civic duty. Are you voting in 2020?
Yes, please.
You are voting in 2020?
Yes, I am.
Okay. So what are you coming with? A passport or guarantor?
I'm coming with a guarantor.
With a guarantor? Because you don't have the Ghana card and you don't have a passport?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So what do you make of that as well? That you can only use your Ghana card or your passport, else you have to rely on a guarantor. Assuming you didn't have a guarantor, what would you have done?
That's the difficult aspect because, like we are aware, it's not everybody who has gotten the national card, and there's not everybody who has a passport. So I think probably that side should be considered because it's going to be very difficult.
Let's go to the Ashanti region now and engage my colleague Erastus Asaridonko on the ongoing exercise in Kumasi. Erastus, where are you now and what can you report?
So I'm at the Regional Coordinating Council where we find the Electoral Commission's office behind it. And just at the gate, you see the sign indicating no face mask, no entry. So face mask is compulsory. You enter and then you see the armed policemen at the entrance. You get past them, there's a big Veronica bucket to wash your hands. There's another mechanized hand washing machine which uses solar system also parked there. So you can wash your hands at either places. Then there are 3 rows in the waiting area with chairs arranged in a manner that meets the social distancing protocol. Then you get to the cordon area where we have 3 desks. One for inputting your data, recording your data. The other one for taking the biometrics, your face and your pictures and other things. Then you go to the last table where your card will be printed out and laminated and given to you. So that is what is happening at the moment. About 40 people so far have registered, gone through the process since we came here.
40 people so far. Would you say there are a lot more people in the process waiting their turn to go through the registration?
Exactly. There are more people in the queue and more people keep coming in. All those we spoke with were staff of the EC in the region. There are a few others that we spoke with who said they were coming from other institutions. But so far, more people are coming in and going through the process as well.
I'm wondering if you've been interacting with the people going through the registration and if they're satisfied with the protocol so far.
Many of them are really satisfied with the protocols so far, and some also are asking questions about whether this is a controlled area. And so if you go to a very busy area like the Central Market or the Bantama area, and people are coming in from all angles, just like we see in during registration time previously, how will the EC take the pressure at that particular moment? Will they be able to do it as they've done it here? That's another question that people are asking.
Erastus, thank you very much for bringing us up to speed on what's happening in Kumasi as far as the pilot registration exercise is concerned. We'll bring you up to speed and more in our subsequent bulletin.